The following is a special presentation of First Horizons Green Sports Zone. This is the Terry's Flooring Tim Armstrong Show. Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Tim Armstrong Show, where we cover everything on the field with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights softball team. We'll recap the Tiny Day tournament and the past two wins. But first, before we do that, we need to go ahead and get a break in first. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone. The Terry's Flooring Tim Armstrong Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, and Terry's Flooring. Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Tim Armstrong Show, where we cover everything on the field with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights softball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Black Knights head coach Tim Armstrong. Coach, it's a hot day out here today. We like to show everybody the beautiful field out here that we're looking at behind us, but I'd much prefer sitting in the shade.
It's probably 15 degrees cooler in here than it is sitting out there in the sun.
I would agree, and it's just going to get hotter as the day goes on too, because it's just 1:26 our time right now, so that sun's not even at its peak yet.
It's going to be hot.
It will. Got some action later on today that we'll get into later. Got Happy Valley coming down here for an important conference game. I haven't played conference games in a while because you've had Tiny Day, you've had two non-conference games with University High and Hampton, so we'll go through all of those. But I remember last week we sat down at the Tiny Day tournament, previewed the Tiny Day for everybody. So what was your experience like in that tournament this year?
Well, we got tested real good. We had Volunteer, Tennessee High, Westridge, and Greenville. I mean, that's four very good coached, very good, talented teams there. And we got a good taste of them, and we didn't just throw our caps in and quit. We battled, but it was an experience, and that's why you play in tournaments like that.
And the Tiny Day as a whole also, we talked about it a little bit off camera, but having the amount of teams return back here to the tournament and the turnout that you had for this year's tournament, how successful was this year's 40th edition of the Tiny Day tournament?
Well, I'm telling you what, we had good weather,
First time in a long time where it's not rained that many days.
We had that one rain, but it didn't really affect the fields because when we come in that morning, the fields was all in pretty good shape. But, thank God we got through the 4 days. And we've got a real good turnout, and I'm hoping that when everything's settled down, that there's going to be enough to hand out $10,000 in scholarships. It's going to be close. As soon as we get the umpires paid, we'll find out here soon.
And we love hearing that. That's the best part about the Tiny Day tournament also. Of course, it brings awareness to Greene County. You have teams that come down here and play other teams for the first times, but the best part about it is the scholarships.
That's my favorite part is on Sunday when you get all those applications and you look at all the different schools that's put kids in here that's going on to play college ball. And then once we verify they're on the roster, which is anywhere from the last week of July to the first week of August, we send a check to the student athlete wherever they're going to help them further their education at that college.
And moving past the Tiny Day tournament also, you picked up 2 wins after the Tiny Day tournament, and as many games as you played, I'm surprised your players still had the energy to play those games because you played 2 on Thursday, 2 on Friday. I think you did take Saturday off, and then played 1 on Sunday. You come back here on Monday and you travel on the road and get a 15-7 win over University High. How good of a win was that to bounce back after Tiny Day?
Well, after our game on Sunday, we played Polk County, and they beat us by 1, 6-5, I think it was. But that was one we should have had. I mean, we was right there with them toe-to-toe. And, I didn't want them to really get down, and I was trying to tell them, hey, that's history. It's in the rearview mirror. You can't pull it back. So let's go forward. And when we got up there at University High, it was fun. And it was very interesting to watch some of the things that we executed. I mean, we had some good bunts laid down, real good bunts. We made some good defensive players. But we also still had a few errors come around, but we persevered and come out with a W.
Wing Deer Park, is that where you played?
We played Field 5 up there, far back as you can go.
I bet University High is one of those schools, every time you go to play them, you probably play at a different location.
Well, we played them at ETSU practice field last year on turf. So, yeah, you don't know where you're going.
No, you don't. It's the same way with baseball also. You've got a mix of about 4 locations that you could play in. But after that win, you followed up with another win yesterday on Tuesday over Tri-Cities Christian, 14-8 here at home, to bounce back after the Tiny Day and get 2 wins in a row. How good was it to feel the winning feeling over Tri-Cities here at home?
We had played them earlier up at their place, and I love their coach. I mean, he's just joy being around. He cuts up. He's just about almost crazy as I am when he's out there on the field. But I told the girls, I said, you beat somebody, don't mean you're going to beat them again. You got to come out here and execute and play. And we did some pretty good things out here, and I was very well pleased with the outcome.
And this is an interesting time in the season also, because after Tiny Day, it's kind of where you're filling out the rest of your regular season schedule, maybe making up makeup dates, finishing up with your conference games, and that kind of determines who plays who when the district tournament begins in 2 weeks. So I know you've had a lot of years like this where you have to finish that 2 weeks of your schedule after Tiny Day, but how much different is that final 2 weeks whenever you're done with one tournament and beginning the real tournaments?
Well, the Tiny Day is kind of a tune-up for your district. But when I was going through and doing that schedule and I was looking at it and I was trying to fill it out, and I counted in 32 games that we had scheduled, I thought, there's no way in the world I'll get all these games in. And we only got one rained out, and that was against Hampton, and it was right here, and they're coming here May the 1st to make it up. But, we're positioning for the district tournament, whether we're going to get to have a first-round game, because number 1, number 2 is going to get a bye, and they'll host. So number
3 and
4 will host. And then the winners of those 2 will go to 1 and 2.
And I know we don't have the brackets yet. We mentioned it at the beginning. You've still got a game with Happy Valley here today that will help determine more of who's seated where. So we'll have more information on that at a later time. Of course, you've still got 2 weeks of the regular season left. Yeah, you've got Unicoy next week also. Baseball and softball are a little different because baseball districts are going on while softball's regular season is yet to be completed. So if you've watched the baseball shows, then softball's a little different. We'll have the information for that in probably 2 weeks before the district tournament starts. But heading into this week's action now, you've got to finish this week with 2 games and then got 2 next week before we sit down again. So we'll preview those games right after this break. So stick with us and don't go anywhere. We'll talk about those games right after this break here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
When it comes to flooring, trust our team at Terry's Flooring. With the largest selection in the area, you're sure to find the perfect look for your home or business. Backed by decades of experience, our unmatched customer service ensures that your project is measured and installed with precision and done right the first time. It's no surprise that Terry's Flooring boasts a 4.8 rating on Google and a 5-star rating on Yelp. Come and see my Popsy's team at Terry's Flooring on Kaiser Boulevard. Terry's Flooring, quality you can stand on.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
For over 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommy's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Tim Armstrong Show, where we cover everything on the diamond with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights softball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Knights head coach Tim Armstrong. I haven't got my Terry's Flooring shirt yet. I need to go by and get one yet.
Mine on. I had it laying there, but I didn't put it on because I didn't want to be changing back and forth here before the game. But, yeah, he's got them.
Oh, I need to go by and get one. We need to coordinate 1 week before the season's over and wear Terry's Flooring shirts. Show support for Terry's Flooring once again. Thank you for sponsoring this show. We've got 4 more games to talk about. Starting with Happy Valley today. Of course, it's the most important one, not only because it's the one right ahead of you, but it's a conference game also. It's got a lot of implications going into the district tournament in 2 weeks. So what's the mindset going into today's game?
Well, it's like I told them, when we went up to Happy Valley, every time we go to Happy Valley, we always struggle. And we did this last time. And we were talking about Ayers a while ago. The last game we played there, when we was playing Tri-Cities Christian, I told them, I said, I'm going to challenge you all, and I don't want to put too much pressure on it. And they said, well, what do you challenge us? I said, I don't want no more than 4 errors. And Haley said, well, let's shoot for 0. I said, no, that's too much. Well, guess what? The first inning, we had 4 errors. And I told them, so the rest of the game, they only had 1 error. So I hope this carries on, because I'm telling you what, we had a practice out here yesterday, and Coach McCamus was out here with me, my daughter, and she was out here running them. I mean, they was a running. She's getting on them for not hustling. So I hope that lit a fire on them today, so when we come out here, we're going to come to play, I hope, one of the better games that we've ever had so far this year. That's what I'm looking forward to.
And it's an important game because we don't know the conference seeding yet because you've still got 2 games left to be played. Other teams do also. You're sitting in that range where you kind of know where you could land, but it's important to take care of the games in front of you because you can't look over any team in conference.
No, that's why we play the game. And it could go either way because we've got 2 to go yet. And this right here today would be a good step for us to at least give us a number 4 seed. And we mess this one up, it could come down to the number, and I don't remember what Clinton drawed or what I drawed, but we drew numbers at the beginning of the season, and it could be 4 or 5. I mean, one of us is going to host. It's either going to be us or West Green. I feel sure on that.
And then moving into Friday's game, this is a good part of your schedule because it's on the back of 2 wins over University High and Tri-Cities Christian. If you pick up that important win over Happy Valley, that's a 3-game win streak. And then you go into Providence on Friday where you're traveling on the road to play them on their senior night. So what are the expectations on Friday?
Well, one thing, we'll probably go up there hungry because they're celebrating the seniors and they're feeding all of us, the families, and I'm expecting big things when we go up there because they got a whole turf field, and they're going to be fired up. It being senior day, I wouldn't want somebody to come in on my senior day and taking a win. So we've got to go up there with a mindset, hey, we come up here to win. Look out. So I'm hoping we'll do that. We just have to wait and see.
And then if you are able to pile on all of those wins, shoot, I can't talk right now. If you are able to pile all of those wins on top of each other heading into Monday, you're playing University High again. You're playing them here at home, and you've got the opportunity to get a big win before you head in to Tuesday's matchup. So what will Monday be like?
Well, I'm hoping that we are coming in on a big win. If not, Monday we're going to come in here fired up again because I noticed University High, the Watauga Orthopedics or whatever, one of their players was Player of the Week there from University High. And we just beat them there. I mean, they got some girls that can hit, but they had some trouble fielding because, like I said, we bunted. I mean, ball games could be won or lost with small ball, and small ball got us started there against them. So if we keep our mindset, and I can keep them putting down here because I don't want to give my secret away, but right there is soft, right there in front of the batter's box, and that's why I teach kill it right in there, because if you're on this side and you put it right there, the closest one's the catcher, and she's got to come up because the third baseman, unless she read it, she's not up there. Boom. And it works. It works if you execute it.
And going into Tuesday, that's the game that I've been referring to this whole time. Leading up, you can build all of these wins on top of each other. And not only do you build wins on top of each other, but wins bring confidence to the team, especially when you're on winning streaks. And you could carry that into Tuesday night with Unicoi County, a very, very, very important conference game here at home against the number one team in the conference. So what are you thinking headed into Tuesday night?
Well, Unicoi, they've got 2 girls already signed. The pitcher's going to ETSU, and I believe the shortstop, I can't remember where she's going, but they got athletes up there, and they do a lot of reloading. Unicoi is Unicoi, and we just got to try to make contact on their pitcher there, because when we was up there, we couldn't touch her. So we're going to have to do some things to manufacture some runners, because if you don't get over to first base, you can't score. And we found that out up there at Unicoi.
And looking at my notes here, this might be the most games that I see from a coach's show this year, because this is a part of your schedule right here where it's bang, 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 bang. Every day that's possible, you have games.
Well, like I said, when I was doing my schedule, there was people calling me. They was calling me back in October. And I said, well, just hang on. I'll get back with you. So I knew when the time changed, because we don't have lights here, I could start going. So after the time changed, I was trying to go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I went through there until the week of the Tiny Day, and I just had us the one game because I knew we was going to play at least 5 games that weekend, and I didn't want to burn them out. I've probably burned them out anyway, but they got burnt yesterday out here in practice. I'd say if you talk to the girls out here, they was probably more tired after this practice yesterday than they was after one of the ball games, because we did some basic things that, and it really helped. And it wasn't a slow practice by no means. Boom, boom, boom. We was hitting, fielding, hitting, fielding, hitting, fielding, and it's constant. And it wasn't real hot, but it was pretty warm. And we took one little break, and we got them out of here and made it to church on time and started all over again this morning. So here we go. I'm ready.
And, hey, the field looks nice today. Nice weather, a little warm. But, hey, we don't see many clouds in the sky. Hoping for a good game today against Happy Valley. Hopefully the next time we sit down, we get to talk about 4 more wins.
I hope so.
That's the goal, at least. But, hey, that's all we got this week, Coach. Once again, thank you for sitting down with me, and thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Tim Armstrong Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.